Minus 1 minute 45 seconds.
Arm switched arm. Engine prep complete, light on.
Minus 1 minute 40 seconds.
Mr. Tony, you have CO on 1?
I do.
Roger, CO's aboard.
The date, 20 February 1962.
Roger.
The place,
Tape recorder is
Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Cameras are both
The
running.
time,
Okay, CO, Vox.
0947 hours.
On now.
AMR, turn on high-speed data right recorder, T-minus 50 seconds.
Level is blinking green. Seconds.
Very good. Missile arms.
1 minute 15 seconds.
Missile power.
Go.
RF systems.
We're at stage 3
Propulsion.
pressure.
Go.
AMR
Okay.
telemetry.
Go.
Telemetering quality.
Go.
Mercury Capsule.
Go.
Roger, loud and
60
clear.
seconds.
How many?
Feeling to internal.
Mark 57 seconds, John. Stand by
55.
to start EPI on my mark. Roger. 3,
Minus 50.
2, 1, mark. Roger, EPI is started.
Minus 45. Minus 40.
Status check, pressurization.
Go.
Locks tanking.
Have a blinking high level light.
You are go. Motor
Helical
systems.
retract now.
Range operations.
Roger.
Mercury Capsule. Go. All pre-start panel lights are correct. The ready light is on. Eject Mercury umbilical. Oil evacuate.
Mercury umbilical clear.
Mercury is go.
Lights on.
All recorders to fast. T-minus 18 seconds and counting engine start.
You have firing signal.
Good Lord, ride all the way.
Godspeed, John Glenn.
In the quiet sounds of the pre-dawn, a bold new page of history is now just minutes away, and the peoples of the world await its writing. That is the sound of human life, the heartbeat of Lieutenant Colonel John H. Glenn, Jr., United States Marine Corps. Throughout his flight, that sound will pulse from his sealed spacecraft, revealing to those on the ground how well he endures the battering punishment of takeoff and re-entry and the hours of weightlessness in the vacuum of space. The launch complex here at Cape Canaveral is alive with the sounds of pre-flight activities. And the men in hard hats, the men who make the spacecraft fly, expend the remaining handful of minutes checking, rechecking to ensure that all is ready as man can make a machine. Amid the din of preparation, the Atlas Mercury space vehicle waits with impatient silence, glistening in the glare of searchlights, embraced within a towering mass of red steel girders, the gantry. As the gantry is moved away, into the majesty of day emerges the gleaming Atlas Mercury. The soft light of the Florida dawn reflects along the polished line of its towering hull pointing skyward. And Friendship 7 greets the day of its destiny. The methodical, precise checkout preparations continue, masking the anxieties, the ever-present possibility of another scrub, another delay. Alone now stands the spacecraft, proud and poised, crowned by the golden glow of the sun's first light, light that glitters along its stark bullet sleekness. 10 stories tall it stands, over 250,000 pounds of fuel and electronics, steel and wire, and human perseverance. The countdown continues. The Atlas Mercury takes aboard tons of propellant fuel, and a jacket of glistening white ice forms along the hull as liquid oxygen, 297 degrees below zero cold, cascades into the great fuel tanks with an unearthly scream. As the rocket beneath him is fueled, John Glenn waits and performs the endless ritual of pre-flight checkout. Around the world, the men who will support Colonel Glenn's assault on space prepare to give such aid as they can. Glenn will fly Friendship 7, but his success or failure depends on tens of thousands of Earth-bound co-pilots scattered at this moment around the globe. They wait in tracking stations, in ships, in planes. They wait on 3 continents, in lands the dawn has touched, in lands where stars still give the only light. Tracking experts and recovery specialists, few of whom know John Glenn, but all of whom are vitally concerned with his safety, will follow his passage around the world. As the countdown continues at Cape Canaveral, so it continues at such faraway places around the globe as Bermuda and the Canary Islands, Nigeria and Zanzibar, the Indian Ocean and Australia.
You have firing signal.
Good Lord, ride all the way.
Godspeed, John Glenn. 10, 9, 8, 7.
-3, 2.
The space vehicle carrying Lieutenant Colonel John Glenn moves majestically in its flight path, climbing a volcano of edged black and yellow and accompanied by earth-trembling thunder. Trailing its wake of flame, Friendship 7 now arcs toward the horizon, rumbles out over the Atlantic. 130 tons of machinery and hope, shedding all bonds with a diminishing globe, reaching out for its own element, the environs of destiny. Bermuda, 1,000 miles northeast of Canaveral. Bermuda's tracking station must decide in seconds if orbit can be achieved, if astronaut and capsule are go, or if the mission must be aborted. Bermuda's radar and telemetry antennas scan the horizon, searching for the space vehicle.
Roger, Bermuda, stand by. This is Friendship 7, fuel 103, 101, oxygen 78, 100. All voltages above 2.5, amps 2.6.
Roger, still reading you loud and clear. Flight path is very good. Pitch -3.
Roger. I pitch checks at -7 on your -3.
Roger, 7.
Friendship 7, fuel 103, 101, oxygen 78, 100, amps 2.5, cabin pressure holding at 5.8.
Roger, reading you loud and clear, 7. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go. Capsule is in good shape.
Roger, all systems go, 7.
Oxygen 78, 100, cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8, amps is 2.6. All systems are go.
Roger, 20 seconds to Seco.
Roger.
Flight path looks very good. 10 seconds, flight path still looks good.
Roger. Seco. Lots of grades fired, okay.
Roger, stand by.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of hundred yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go. At least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits.
John Glenn is now in orbit, somewhere over the Atlantic, racing 13 times faster than a bullet toward the African continent. Cocooned in his tiny spacecraft, John Glenn belongs now to another world. Below him, another world slides unchangingly in its cycle. Onward rushes Friendship 7, across Africa, over the vast emptiness of the Indian Ocean, and into the twilight of the same day that was just awakening when Colonel Glenn left Cape Canaveral. In 4 hours and 56 minutes of flight, he will experience 3 sunsets and 3 sunrises, 3 nights and 3 days. For where it takes a day, 24 hours to crawl around the globe, it takes John Glenn but 88 minutes. Night blankets Australia, and the lights of Perth sparkle ahead.
day. Say again, Friendship 7? That was about the shortest day I've ever run into. Time passes rapidly, huh? Yes, sir. All right. Okay, do you have any other landmark observation to make, over? This is Friendship 7. I have a Pleiades in sight out here, very clear. Picking up some of these star patterns now, a little better than I was just off of Africa. All right, Roger, they have it in good shape. All right, Roger, I do have a lights in sight on the ground, over. Roger, understand here, just off to your right there. That's a moon here. Just to my right, I can see a big pattern of lights, apparently right on the coast. I can see the outline of the town and a very bright light just to the south of it. Roger, that is Perth and Rockingham, you're saying there. Roger, the lights show up very well. And thank you, everybody, for turning them on, will you? Roger, sure will, John. Very fine.
The wrinkled surface of Australia slips behind over 100 miles below, and Friendship 7 races out over the Pacific at nearly 18,000 miles per hour, 300 miles a minute, 5 miles a second, 2 miles every time John Glenn's heart beats. Ahead, the Emerald Islands of Hawaii float beneath a Pacific moon, and there, sleepless men wait at their radar for John Glenn and Friendship 7. Alone again, beyond the range of men. Ahead lies Mexico, where the radar nets at Guaymas seek contact with Friendship 7. Now, the United States lies below, and Friendship 7 streaks like a meteorite across her mountains and rivers, her cities and plains. An unseen star is Friendship 7, darting beneath the canopy of the universe and above the land of its origin. One orbit of the world accomplished. 2 to go. John Glenn hurtles over Cape Canaveral, far beyond human sight, seen only by electronic instruments that tell the men of Earth the location of the man who is their representative in space.
Friendship 7 to Canaveral, read you loud and clear. Helm me, over.
Roger, Friendship 7 Canaveral, contact reads loud and clear. Stand by for Capcom, please.
Roger.
7, this is Capcom. Would you give us the difficulty you've been having in ASCS, over?
Roger, this is Friendship 7. I'm going on fly-by-wire so I can control more accurately. It just started as I got to Guaymas, and appears to be, it drifts off in yaw. To the right at about 1 degree per second. It will go over to an attitude of about 20 degrees and hold at that, and when it hits about a 20 degree point, it then goes into orientation mode and comes back to zero, and it was cycling back and forth in that mode. I am on fly-by-wire now. I am controlling manually, over.
Roger, 7, we concur here. I recommend you remain fly-by-wire.
Roger, remaining fly-by-wire.
One more critical moment in an eternity of crisis. Hawaii waits below. Colonel Glenn is in final orbit, and a signal must pulse from Hawaii at the precise instant to ensure that the retro rockets fire, slowing Friendship 7, heading it back into the atmosphere. The descent must begin 300 miles west of California if Glenn is to land 700 miles south and east of Cape Canaveral.
mainly in yaw, following retrofire, so I'm on straight manual now. Roger, you're going to use manual for re-entry. Say again. Stand by. This is Friendship 7, going to fly by wire. I'm down to about 15% on manual. All right, you're going to use fly-by-wire for re-entry, and we recommend you do the best you can to keep a zero angle during re-entry. Over. Roger, Friendship 7. This is Friendship 7. I'm on fly-by-wire, backing it up with manual. Over. All right, I understand.
Signal's dropping. Coming back up.
7, this is Cape. The weather in the recovery area is excellent. 3-foot waves, only 1/10 cloud coverage, 10 miles visibility. Roger, Friendship 7.
Okay, signal's dropping out.
7, this is Cape. Over. Go ahead, Cape. You're going out. We recommend that you jettison the retro pack upon reaching 1 to 1.5 G. Do you understand? Over.
Friendship 7 plunges back into the atmosphere like a fiery comet, seared by 3,000 degrees of heat. Should it stray from its descent attitude, the inferno outside would torch through its thin hull and leave nothing but a smoking meteorite trail. Home from space comes the Voyager. The giant parachute blossoms brightly above Friendship 7 and lowers it gently toward the dark waters of the Atlantic below, to the men and ships and helicopters waiting to bring John Glenn home. Home from space comes the Voyager. Home comes the man who challenged the unknown and won. Another page in history has been written, in this instance by an American Marine Lieutenant Colonel named John Herschel Glenn, Jr. Tomorrow is just minutes away, and we wait for the writing of history's next bold page. Other brave men will follow the trail blazed by the astronauts, until one day mankind will reach out from this sphere we call Earth, will reach out to explore and someday inhabit the planets that lie in the oceans of shrinking space.